Welcome back to M Hood Fishing. Back into the woods. Turn the light on. Still that time. Wow, that's a massive alligator right there. But anyway, I haven't been in these woods for quite some time. Maybe a whole year. The river was up in here for a good while this year, so I couldn't come over here. I have no idea what to expect. Almost couldn't find the entrance in here. It was overgrown so much, but some of the trail is here. We're going to have to use our memory and our judgment, kind of snake around. Oh, and it's muddy. We're here right before sunrise, and every second it's getting a little brighter. I think I need to go this way, but I'm gonna have to get off the bike to see if I can get through some stuff. Every year when I come over here after not being here for a while, it's like this, stuff in the way. Hopefully the trail is there. You gotta hope for the best, right? So there's the trail right there, but is there anything on it? Like fallen trees? Could be anything. That's what life is lately these days. Mushrooms popping up everywhere. Right. So I could be just screwing myself right here, coming up here. But at least we're out of the thick mud. We're gonna try and get to the end. I've shot videos over here before, but maybe you're new, so it's a real adventure for you. But remember, it is for me because I haven't been here for a while. You never know what to expect. I'm going through one spider web after another and hoping for the best there. And here we are, stopped once again. So recently the river just dropped and dropped and dropped. And it's been brutally hot, so pretty much why you haven't seen a lot from me recently, just because the heat has been very oppressive. I was out trying to do stuff with a dog, haven't heard about the dog hasn't been seen by me. I will find out more today later, but for the moment it is a river at 4.2 on the Carrollton gauge. So what that means, even though it's been dropping over the past week, everything we see in front of us between me and the water, we probably won't be able to walk on. That's what people are telling me, and that's what I always expect when the river drops like this. I need to look at this tree to see if, oh. Yeah, so if I wanted to walk out there and fish, I might just like go knee deep or worse. Thick mud. You gotta let it be, but there are always spots that you can do, and those are the spots where there's clay deposits. Clay deposits are gonna be slippery to walk on today, but we ain't gonna disappear and deep into them. I don't think I have much further to go, and I'm really watching this trail because there's a part of it. Whoa, what was that? Oh, it didn't sound good whenever I rolled over. There's a part of it that just goes off into nowhere. It dead ends, and then you're like, ah, I did it again. And I hope that's not the case right now. It looks like I got a clear shot, but does it stop? Ah, spider web after spider web again. Oh, you heard that, right? Hold on, let's check. We're good. Things are starting to look slightly familiar. River was up enough to be up in here, but not so much that it changed it drastically. We're still riding on firm yet wet sand, and we've not took the wrong turn yet. I think we're good to go. I always have to go through here really slow when I'm not used to it, when it's been a while. Watching stuff. I don't want to flat up in here. I don't want to wreck. more maintenance. I don't think anyone's been up in here. Okay, we are at our end goal here, and it looks totally different than it did last year. It's pretty muddy. A little muddy, however, it's not the kind I'm gonna disappear in. This is what I really was concerned about. I knew this willow right here, it's an ancient one, right? It's pretty old. It's surprising that it lasted so long. I knew it was gonna fall eventually, and it has done just that. What was it, last year or the year before? This had a massive beehive in it. Oof. I went into some mud. There's a milk crate stuck up in it. There's a lot of fish feeding right now, so I'm happy about that. Look, it split in two when it came down. Part of it went this way right here, and here's the bulk of it right here. And then one of these willows over here where I want to fish is in the way. And I didn't bring anything that powerful to cut stuff with, except for the machete. Not using the machete on that. So I have a catfish rod, I have a sabiki rod, and I have a sumo spoon, but I don't have a sabiki on the sabiki rod yet. And there's stuff popping. I don't know if we're gonna get to the catfish rod in this video, because honestly, I don't really feel like spending a lot of time here after 8. It's going to get really hot, extremely hot. I'm itching to get back and look at more Hurricane Barrel content. I've been awake a while watching that stuff. So the channel has a friend named Sharky in Trinidad, and he got lucky. The storm missed him. Wasn't bad, but it was bad for some other islands that it hit. Oh, and this mud is bad. This light is not bad. What do you think about this light? Let's see. So here's the sumo spoon. Bigger than I used to throw. A couple of these were sent by one of y'all, one of the subscribers. So yeah. So it looks like it's about to hit Jamaica. And last time I looked, before I came out to do this, oh, there's white bass and skipjack jumping here. Let's go ahead and find a spot to cast from. So it was a Cat 5 when I left the house, and probably still is, but once it hits Jamaica, if it does hit Jamaica, it's probably not going to be a Cat 5. It might not even be a Cat 5 when it hits Jamaica, but definitely if it hits Jamaica, it's going to break up and then probably recoalesce, right? You know, come back together. But what is making the nerves itch a little bit is it seems to be budging a little bit to the north. You don't want it to do that so much. You want it to keep going west. Well, you don't want it to hit anybody, right? If it keeps going west, it's going to hit Cancun and then emerge into the Gulf, but be well diminished. But if it keeps budging north, if that trend proceeds, what if it doesn't hit Cancun? And that's what someone was talking about when I was trying to get out of the house this morning. And I was like, come on, man. There's only one spaghetti model. And I looked at what he was, I was like, 2 spaghetti models now. But most of the models have it going to Cancun. And there's a lot of models, so. Oh, fish everywhere. We might need to switch to the sabiki. Definitely going to switch to the sabiki. That was a mullet coming out. I lost that sumo spoon. Snagged on tree roots. Casting situation in here at first looks intimidating, kind of tight, right? But we're actually going to be fine, but limited a little bit, but not too much, because everything's feeding close in. Should have came over to this position with the sumo spoon because it's a little forgiving with snags, but I can only say that it has been in the past. You never know how much a spot has changed when you haven't been to it for several months. So we're only using a 1/2 ounce on this sabiki. It's a fish skin style sabiki. When I'm in the ocean, like in Florida, probably would go to an ounce, but the river has almost or very little current today because of the low level. I'm going to switch to a heavier weight, 3/4. It feels a little better. What is this? Is it a fish or trash? Because I can't tell. Oh, it's fish. Look at that. All right, they're not big enough to eat, but they are white bass. Little tiny ones. Switching to the 3/4 is what made it happen. We have a little more current this morning because of the tide. Typically, I would fish a different bait to get keeper size white bass, like that sumo spoon I started with. But this particular sabiki is going to be effective getting eater size and skipjack. Definitely skipjack. Here's some more. Looks like we just got a massive amount of small white bass around us. Makes it less boring for me anyway. If we can get a decent skipjack, we will put out a line with that. We don't have any bait. That's why we're doing this. So we will proceed with what we're doing. Hope for the best. Oh, I feel like it's going to be left and right with these little guys. Ah, here's something a little better. What do we got? Got a skipjack. Took a little bit. Took a lot of little white bass. Not too much time. We have some time, but I tell you what I'm going to do. Instead of stopping what I'm doing and going with this, I want to see if I can get more of this. I bet you I can get more of them. See, that sun's already getting up. We got some time, but we don't have all the time. Ah, I think this is a skipjack. Did it just go from all white bass to skipjack? I don't know. It has happened like that before in different spots like this. It's another small one. It's doable. Whoa. Skipjack going crazy. It's just the other side of that deadfall in the water. A lot of times catching skipjack and white bass here consecutively is about letting this drift into the right place as you slowly pop it, bringing it back. And it's usually in the direction of that deadfall. It's just really difficult to throw over there accurately, consecutively, without decorating one of those branches. So it's easier to let the current put it there, and then you're going to bring it along this inlet. This goes back to a pond. Right in front of us, where the river and this meet, is a drop off. Look at this V-line coming up river. What is that? So yeah, big drop off. Like if this water disappeared, let's see if I can get this in front of that. Ooh, that's something right there. We're not gonna make the grade though. If this water all disappeared, oh, here we go. I got the drop off. If it all disappeared, we'd be looking down a muddy embankment, a muddy cliff. It's, whoa, look at that. Right here in front of me. Tried to eat my lid. What was that? I'm not saying it's like the Grand Canyon out in front of us, but in this area we have sandbars, so you know we have shallow depths, but then we have generous depths. So we have holes here where we're at, and then we have just what some people might consider deep water, you know, over 20 feet. But 20 feet in the Mississippi down here is not deep. But I understand for some people that's deep. I mean, people were freaking out the other day when I was like, I'm over 60 something feet of water, you know, in front of Navarre. But the truth is, the further I went out, the deeper the water get. I think the deepest depth I may have been over was 85, 88, somewhere like that. And here we go. We got more than one on here, I think. Woo, we got two. Look, the white bass are getting kind of bigger. Well, you're messing up the lens. Not quite big enough to eat yet. I mean, there isn't a size here. Starting to feel more and more like catfish fishing. May very well be an afterthought in this video. The main idea for coming out here, definitely to get catfish candy. Looks like working for catfish candy. It was a bit of work to get back here. Bit of work just to get here in general. Before I got into the woods even. On my way here, riding along the levee in the dark, well, I had lights on. The grass was really wet, but not tall, so that's one good thing. But I was really watching for armadillos because the grass was just tall enough in some places to where it disguises them. And they're up on the levee, this side of the river anyway, early in the morning, eating grass and whatever. And when the grass is just at a certain height, you can't see them so good. And when you ride by them real fast on my bike, you have to get close before they react. And they usually jump. And it seems like they're jumping at you, like to attack you, but they're just, whoa, there you go. Big old mullet. They're just scared, right? So I only saw one armadillo this morning. And of course, I scared the bejesus out of that armadillo. And every time they're close, when I'm coming through there real fast at like 22, 24 miles per hour, and I see them at the last minute, I raise my feet. And I try to steer out of the way, but I hit the throttle with my feet up in the air because I don't want to get hit by teeth or claws. And this armadillo jumped so high, he hit the bottom of my foot, and I had my foot up high. I got down the levee. Oh, here we go. Nope. Got down the levee a good ways and stopped. It looked in the back of the trailer because I thought he ended up in the back of the bike trailer. It sounded like it because he definitely hit it when he jumped. I was like, oh no. He had quite some force behind him because he wasn't a giant one. He was a younger one, smaller. But so yeah, they can't really hear that good, and their sight is not that great either. Oh, this is nice. I wonder if it's a bunch. I think it's a bunch. It's almost a full stringer. -1. Look at that. I need to grab stuff and get out of the way real quick because we're about to have a massive wake. Oh, one of those is a skipjack too. We're gonna have to pluck them off and toss them. This guy's coming in heavy. Even though he wasn't coming in here fast, look at this. Yeah, you're right, guys. No matter where you look, right here at this spot, these flowers are everywhere. It's kind of nice. I'm getting really tired. It is 8 o'clock now. It's starting to get hot, and if I stay any longer, I'm gonna be going home in just horrendous heat, and I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it here and get on top of another one later on when it's not so hot. But yeah, you're right. I hope everybody down in the Caribbean fares well as barrels forward towards you, and everyone else that is going to be in the way. Hope we're not in the way. There are a couple squiggly spaghetti lines taking it up here, but I don't think. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. And yeah, you're right. Thanks for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, being a member of the channel, and I will see you next time.